Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our group want to show the design research proposition. First of all, I'd like to talk about the SDG group goals and the problem area we choose. We focus on the disability because the primary subjects of the research, and according to the World Bank organization, there are 1 billion people with disability in the world, which is 15% of the world population. So it's a large group that cannot be ignored. And Hong Kong is the special administrative region of China. A place with less land and a large population and developed economy is a place with the fast pace of life. The starting point of the group is focused on the Hong Kong, study that the problems of the disabled people living in Hong Kong, and measure focus on what measures are placed to help people with disability currently. How can we use the design to achieve the SDG goal? For the approach, there are many service agencies in Hong Kong, like the CSSA, offering special help for the disabled people in all kinds of ways, and also provide a service is another measure. And in current stage, community-based rehabilitation is a major disability response strategy. This approach is to focus on training volunteer of the form, providing the disabled who needs help. Although we have lots of design approaches, there are issues still exist. The social service are limited, and the numbers of the formal volunteers is limited also. And the waste of the resource and the transport problems still exist. And then the chart shows the importance of the social inclusion, which is according to this social inclusion, which leads to the low employment rate and falling school attendance for this disability. Next, our group wanted to create a helping channel for the keys, the stakeholders involved are the participation of the relevant government agency, community service centers, and welfare agency. The end users are the disabled people who need help and the formal volunteer who wants to help. Next. And the design issue we might face, focusing on the UI design and the UX design. And Tina will present about the president, and according to the president, we will have some redesign. Welcome, Tina.
We're trying to find personal design for disabled people in different design fields like app design, architecture design, and product design. The precedent we select to redesign is Be My Eyes, since there's a lot of room for improvement. It is a free app that connects blind and low vision people with sighted volunteers and company representatives for visual assistance through a live video call. The app is only provided on iOS and Android devices, although the interface is simple. It should consider senior disabled user experiences. And maybe the app is not very convenient for blind people to use. For instance, maybe it's hard for blind and low vision people to find the buttons and the correct position on the interface to call for help. And the function of the app is a little bit limited as it only focuses on helping blind and low vision people. And Lily will introduce our comparison part.
Okay, so to do further research about precedents, we select 3 online platforms which support different groups. So they are Uber, Be My Eyes, and Higher Up. And we build a comparison chat about these 3 precedents. So these 3 designs, we analyze it through different dimensions, including the vision, service, and user interface. And we find advantage and disadvantage of it. So in conclusion, Uber is the platform trying to provide convenient transport to passengers and get paid by the drivers. And Higher Up could help different kinds of disability with its employees. As for Be My Eyes, it tries to help these people with a low vision and is supported by the volunteers. So combined with these advantages, we think about maybe we could design a platform which could benefit people with disability as much as possible. But there are some restrictions exist in reality, because we need to make sure that real name authentication is used in this system to ensure the safety of our target users. Moreover, maybe people suffering, people who we have with not don't have severe disabilities find it more useful of this redesign, but people have severe disability could also get some short-term help through this platform with the help from friends or family. So next part, Tina will talk us more about the use test.
Okay, before building our final prototypes, we made some paper prototypes for testing to find out if there are any problems. To test the disabled users, we invited the participant to play a blind person and provided voice hint to indicate the participant how to operate the app. And for both participants, we asked them to complete 3 steps: open the app, register, and use the app. For blind user, we find that the app should ask if the user needs voice control function when participant open the app for the first time. And the app should ask the user to choose a preferred language. When the user posts a task successfully, the app should provide a signifier to indicate that the operation is completed. And for volunteer user test, we found that the layout of the elements on the appointment interface should be improved. There should be more simple and clear messages on the interface. Users can tap the task title to see details. The size of font should be adjustable as well. And in redesign part, we created 3 personas. They have different kinds of disabilities: lower limb paralysis, blind, and intellectual impairment. And we also make an empathy map to imagine what the users might say, think, do, and feel in their daily life. Then we created a storyboard to show different scenarios for our 3 personas. For persona 1, as she comes from America and lives in Hong Kong, she can choose language she preferred, and she can post her request with make an appointment function. For persona 2, since he cannot see the interfaces, he will use voice assistant to use the app. And persona 3 has serious disability. He cannot use the app by himself. The storyboard shows that if his caregiver has other things to do, the caregiver can post a request to have someone to take her place for it. And the user can use rating system in this app as well. And Willie will introduce our final prototypes.
Hi everyone, I'm Winnie, and our redesign response is the application design called AID, which means the assistant in daily life. And our redesign is a free platform to create the opportunities for the volunteer to use their free time to help the people with disability as much as possible. And this is our interface and the user process of our application. From the picture, we can find they have 2 main functions: the real-time help and the order to help. And also from the visual, we can find the larger buttons in it, and it also have the voice promote. These 2 functions can help the visual impaired people and the older to use this easily. And then I will introduce some detailed function in this app. First is about the language selection. From our research, we find that Hong Kong is a trilingual society. They use 3 main languages: Cantonese, Mandarin, and English. Before use this app, the user can choose the language to match the volunteer and the disabled, which can avoid the communication barriers. And the second one is about the safety consideration. It is the background check for the disabled. Actually, in Hong Kong, the disabled have their own serial numbers in their disabled register card. So we can use this number in our application to authentication. And for the volunteer, they can complete the audit by themselves in this app. And the third one is ranking system. In this system, they can view their survey scores and give the feedback which can keep the quality and the efficiency of the volunteer service. And the fourth is the community page. In this page, they have two functions. First is about the story share in community. Actually, build a community can allow the user to have a sense of identity and friendliness. Also, increasing the communication can improve the mental health of the disabled. And the second part in this page is volunteer community map. In this map, you can find the nearby volunteer survey point and the relevant agencies. We find in Hong Kong, they have many survey systems and institutions for the volunteers and disabled in every community. So, but actually it is hard to find them in any application in Hong Kong. It just can be found in some government website in Hong Kong. So we are gathering this information and the position of this point to help them find the survey they need quickly and directly. Like this Nina's part.
Okay, this page shows the conceptual framework of our redesign and support people with disabilities and improve the life equality of them. It provides an opportunity to help and to be helped and build a bridge between the different groups. And then it benefits social harmony and make people feel cared about by society. Most important is it benefits the good health and well-being. Empowering people with disabilities is very meaningful because it could improve diversity, promote equality, and so on. Most of all, it benefits the good health and well-being. So there are three potential challenges towards our redesign. The first one is the safety problem. We had a background check and the real name authentication in our redesign and some reflection towards it. So the second challenge is that we lack the financial support at first because it is a no-profit application. This part we could learn from Be My Eyes and cooperate with some charity organizations and get financial support from them. The last one is how to promote it. We could put our poster or the graphic design to the students in university or some areas which there are a number of the potential users, and try to cooperate with the groups, local organizations. Next, please. To evaluate our redesign, we get inspiration from 7 principles of the Ronald. So the chart on the right shows the evaluation of our draft design. Click it, please. So this chart shows the change of this data because we make some improvement in our final design. So it improves its flexibility, tolerance for the error, and perceptible information parts. So we also get some inspiration from on design, such as keep doubting whether it is necessary in our design to maintain the simple and intuitive of our interface, and get some inspiration from interactive design, like the focus on readable design and avoiding flash. Next, Vela will summarize and promote.
Thank you, Lily. And this structure is about the promotion, how it works. It needs the financial support from the government agency. Relevant organization participate into this app, and this community participation in the promotion and use the app to attract more participants to use this app. This app focuses on the fundamental issues for their disability, which should be explore how to improve the inclusiveness of society. It reduces the cultural barriers and integrate more persons with disability into the extended family of the society and achieve the sustainable development goal at the end. So this is our presentation. Thank you, all your patience. Thank you.